What's up, everybody? Welcome to Phlox'em. I am Aaron, aka Orion. Glad to be back just doing some recording. Been all over the place this week. It's been crazy, but I am excited to be doing more. We're again doing more tournament play. I really want to get back to just kind of my casual stuff, but Saturdays are about the only day I can usually record, and it's just been every one of those Saturdays. There's just been something kind of crazy going on, or there's been a tournament. So I'm trying to do more of these tournaments because I want to get a little bit more competitiveness going. But I also have a lot of decks left to play still from the fire sale. So today we are doing the KFPL Qualifier single game adaptive. There's some extra caveats to that format, but basically we had to pick 5 decks, 1 from each set, and then we're assigned randomly which deck we have to play each round, and then we just do a best of 1 adaptive, which means you start immediately with picking which deck you think is better, and then bidding chains if you both pick the same deck. I do not have a great history with single game adaptive. I have really struggled. It's been tough. I feel like keep ending up just trying to push and do a little bit too much risk, and then I end up losing to my own decks all the time. So I think today what I'm gonna try to do is aim for playing my decks more often than not, because I've just lost to my own decks so often. But we'll see how it goes. Round 1 should be starting really soon here. I am playing Dame Masquerade Garland to start. This is my Worlds Collide deck that I'm bringing. It's a pretty strong Exile Crassosaurus deck, but it also does some really cool logo stuff with the Quants and Song of the Wild, so that should be pretty fun. But we'll see. Again, this is one of the ones where every time my opponent ends up using it, they just stomp me with it. So this one I probably want to try to play, but it's going to be so matchup dependent. So we'll see what happens. I am still messing with some recording stuff since I've been doing some streaming now too. I'm all over the place with that. So we'll see how it goes. But it sounds like they're starting some of the rules and everything. So I'm just going to hop into that chat quick and we'll go from there.
And send out links as quick as I can in a moment here. But just a few things. Running like a tiny bit more casual today. I decided to not go with a judge since we have 10 people and it's all like regulars and everything. So if there is a discrepancy, just let me know. The clock on all games is going to be 35 minutes, so like the bidding not included there. Don't be a jerk rules on the bidding. Like if you want a strict time limit, let's say 5 minutes, but you know, let's just you know, play politely in terms of bidding. You have your deck order on the spreadsheet, so I don't think that there's any confusion there, but just so you know, like 1 is Coda, 2 is AOA, and so on. So for example, I'm going to start with my Worlds Collide, then go to my Coda in round 2, Mass Mutation, then Dark Tidings, and so on. Make sure that your images are up. If you're playing against somebody and their image is not up, you can just tag me in judge calls, and we can you know, just give them like 24 hours to get that image up if something is wrong. I'm not hyper concerned about it because it's adaptive and like net decking actually doesn't help you, but you know, that is do we have any questions at all before I get everything ready to go? Okay. Seems like everything is good. I'm going to mute myself then and prepare the challenge. All things will be conducted via via the blue paperclip type links. So all of the game making will be done for you. If that breaks, of course, we can go to manual pairing in which the top person in the bracket will make anything. I'll catch you guys later. Feel free to tag me with any questions.
Yay!
Cool. Thank you for running this.
Have fun.
Okay. I think things are working okay. I want to mute that chat or not, but we'll just get going here and see what happens. I think they can't hear me now. Yeah. So let's see what our first matchup is. Okay. We're still waiting on the pairings, so let's talk a little bit more about the decks in general. So you can see up above here, I've got Dame, then Kareem, which is my deep dive coda deck I've been doing. Just a very consistent but kind of mid-range deck. We are bringing slightly beefy, which is my adaptive prime winner. The reason this won adaptive prime is because it was full 3, like best of 3. And this deck doesn't want to go to chain bidding. It's basically the bottom line from that. It really does well in the winning game 1 and then losing game 2 is the way it wants to go. But let's see. Seeing a password somewhere. Okay. KFPL, easy enough. We're up against yours truly, who I don't know if I've actually played against in any competitive stuff, so. And we're playing Dame, Masquerade Garland. I love this deck. I got to play it in a ABR like weird biad where you had a 75 sass and then a 65 sass cap, and you had to win with both of your decks basically. And I was able to actually win both games. Came back and won with Dame on both of them. So looks like we're still waiting for our opponent. I wonder if the link didn't quite work because it doesn't actually have, it just says versus up here. So I wonder if we're in the wrong game. Weird. Guess we can go see what yours truly is playing first. Just to start getting a look at. I really actually kind of wanted to just look at. Okay. Just look at the deck cards or the like Archon cards instead of looking at the DOK links because of this number. So we do have one scaling, which is the TMTP. We don't have a ton of creature control. I mean, Gateway and Bouncing Deathmark is a good amount. Relentless Whispers will definitely take care of a lot of the Oh, there they are. The daughters and stuff, so that's not great news for us. So yeah, I think we're bidding on their deck for sure because you can basically just hold the TMTP until the Crassosaur play and then kill it. The trick is, no, yeah, it's just got a lot of creature control. It's got some efficiency with Mother, Sloppy Lab Work, Library Access. Wonder if they forgot to get their deck imported. It should be on the adaptive, yeah, the spreadsheet. Oh. Okay, should be getting started here soon. They were just looking for the spreadsheet with the ordering of decks, which is fine. Ooh, that is, uh-oh, not the deck I think they were supposed to play. Oh, yeah, it is. I didn't look at their ordering, even though they did. Okay, so a little bit different here. We've got a Age of Ascension with the Brig combo. Lots of efficiency still, so also a very high-end deck. A little bit less creature control, though. So what do we have? Gorm Potion, Proclamation, so we don't have any artifact control in ours, so that's a problem. But actually, yeah. Dusk, Sucker Punch, Throwing Stars, Sack of Coins. So almost all of their creature control is in, I guess they've got the Grey Rider. I think we're going to bid on theirs, but we're not going to bid very high. Unless that's a trap. Yeah, no, we're going to bid on theirs because I know how to play around my stuff with their deck. I just have to make sure I am punching pretty hard with the fighting. But we're going to bid 3 chains. Honestly, if they take this, I probably just give them the deck because my deck floods the board with Logos creatures, and if you don't deal with them, it doesn't need the it doesn't need the Crassosaur. Should make sure I'm muted on Discord so yours truly isn't just listening to me rant about my deck, but let's do this also. And they're taking some time to think about it. So they bid 5. What do they have for efficiency here? They've got the Archimedes, but they don't have a Bouncing Death Quark. So, like, I have a lot of targeted removal with things like the Phalanx Strike. And most of their efficiency has to be from Sutterkin and then the Lab Works. Titan Librarian, Jargoggle. So this is where, again, I think they jump 2. So they're feeling pretty confident. Do they just have to hold the graft until I do the... No, because I think I can just reap out. I'm going to give it to him. So, caveat to this entire tournament. I don't think I'm great at single deck adaptive or single game adaptive. Or just gonna throw that out there and yeah. But again, I love this. We're gonna make them kind of. They have throwing stars. They do have throwing stars, but I think we just risk it here. Because I really want that logos efficiency. So we got Maroop the Marked coming down. That's totally fine. We're gonna just get logos train going. Shouldn't be too much ordering here. Did they mulligan? So they did mulligan, so they dropped a chain there, and they got 3 left. Yeah, so just we're just gonna leave that there. Okay, so we've got some more artifact control coming down, but this is exactly where we want to be with logos. We can't actually kill this right now, but they don't have any bounce, right? Let's see, Gorm. We're not worried about artifact control hardly at all in this deck. They can bounce the Creed if they want to, but it's not that big of a deal for me. And yeah, no bounce. So I think we just keep dropping the logos. We get this in archives if we can. Can't kill the Marooked here because so we're gonna shove Meteor under Jargoggle. Gonna Reap, and yeah, we're just gonna Reap. We don't want damage on this guy until we get some of those smaller creatures out. But again, kind of just forcing them to use their creature control on this logos because that is the strength of this deck. Is got 10 logos creatures, I think. And didn't draw into any more here, so let's see. So fights the Hapsis makes sense. Didn't get damage on it though because of the Healing Blast, which is unfortunate, but I think we just play a bunch of Untamed here. We probably just drop or discard the Creed of Nature because I don't want it to get, I guess this just destroys it. It doesn't bounce it to hand. So let's see, logos here. I can just drop one of these, but what do they have for board clears? I don't think they actually have a true board clear, so we just keep dropping creatures. So we are going to discard this because it just doesn't matter, right? Like we just have so few artifacts anyways. Yeah. Just going to discard it, get the Harmonia out, get the Deepwood. Doesn't really matter here. And then we're going to camouflage the Quant, which Maru can still fight it, obviously because of it's on the flank right now, but if they do play more creatures. So here, this is why we want Quant, is because of these Song of the Wilds. But they've done 3 Sanctum turns in a row, right? So I think we've got a pretty good start going, except they have the same Amber count as us already. Oh, I don't know. 5 chains might not have been enough, but like I said, with this deck, I've just been so trapped. Whenever my opponent takes this deck, they just steamroll me with it. So, Bird of Investors, just to get some Amber. Plays the Throwing Stars, which thankfully does not kill anything this turn. Just gets 1 damage on all those. So we got the Deep Wood if we want to heal that. But we're definitely going Logos. Hell, so the problem is, they have Archive now. But they just dropped their last chain. So, do we risk it against double Ronnie and Graft? They're also in check here, which is not great. There's not much we can do about that. Regrowth the Hapsis probably. Yeah, so we haven't drawn hardly any of our Saurian yet, which is unfortunate because we could have stopped the key with a lot of these things. Oh, this guy's going to be good later. But I think we want to just keep cycling because they're still not dealing with our Logos. Gosh. I think we just burst here. The question is, do I hold a Song of the Wild? Go ahead and regrowth Apsis. That might not have been the best idea here because I don't get to play it, but have just that Cauldron Boil coming. We do want to go into Untamed next turn, I think, or on Logos next turn. So let's just do this, and then we'll just Reap and Reap to heal the Daughter. And we'll hold it there. We'll keep this for a Logos turn if we get it. I still don't love that we gave him a key there. That definitely puts me on a timer. But against Graft, I think I just have to kind of push through it here because they had the chains. They could also have double Ronnie right now, which would really hurt, but they just played Shadows, so if they do have Ronnie, they're hopefully not doing much else. And at least with the Graft, or if they have the Binate, they don't actually get the, they don't double their Amber at all, so. But we do have the Crassasaur in hand. We don't have Exile, though, so. Titan Librarian. Sutterkin. Sloppy lab work. Discards Bad Penny and archives 1. Got 1 card left in hand. Yes. Oh, we forged through the first one. Okay, that's huge. So yeah, I would guess they probably had a Ronnie and Bad Penny. Okay. So that's very lucky for us. We have a great City State follow-up once the Tribune Pompatus comes down. What do they have for creature control? There's no Bouncing Death Quark. They do have Heart They Come, so they can just purge one thing. So we gotta be careful which one they purge with that. They still haven't killed the Jargoggle, which could be a problem. To get the Regrettable Meteor out from there. And they were figuring out what to archive there at the end of turn. So we do force that key through. I don't think we want to do it that way again, so maybe holding this was actually a poor decision. Let's see. But again, creature control. I think we just want to get more creatures down. And we need to kill this. So I don't think we Axiom here. I don't think we call Untamed. Actually, Untamed isn't too bad because we can just fight that and then Reap here for 2 to go to check and start forcing that Amber control, which they'll probably use the Marut, which is not good. But I do need to get this Hapsis back down. If I go here, I would end up just fighting with the Quant, which doesn't feel great, and then Reap. Yeah, let's just go Logos. So we gotta kill Sutterkin. Play mini group on the right, which does not snipe anything, and then Hapsis on the right, and then we'll just Reap for check. And they, I'm sure, have plenty of ways to take us off check now. We could just see the Brig again. They don't have the extra Amber here, so... But yeah, they're going to go into Sanctum and just capture to keep us from forging. Which is a bummer. The Radiant Truth definitely hurts there. Purges the Hapsis. It's an Albeid. Unfortunately, Regrettable Meteor doesn't... I should probably check that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. It's because I can never remember what this card does. 6 power, yeah. So now it's going to be a little bit of a slow grind. Just to get back to check. Fights the minigroup Think Tank. Okay, so that has damage on it now, which is important. Because we do have another Cauldron Boil coming. I don't like this. I do need to get rid of that, but I just don't have a great option for that right now. Unless I just City State and Axiom here, but I think if I just hold that for the right turn, it's going to be really tough for them to come back from it. So we're just going to go Logos, drop more value, get these unstunned, do some archiving. I don't mind dropping the Edai here. It's much more used for speed in this deck than for... well, really it's for setting up the combo. Remove stun. Remove stun. This is important because now this can't actually fight the Quant, so that should sit there for a while. There's no point in playing the Regrettable Meteor here. Okay, we've got some good creature control now. We haven't seen Exile yet, so still don't want to play that Wild Wormhole. But we do have a setup for the Song of the Wild turn. I just have to be so careful until... I mean, they're going to hold the Graft. It's probably what's in Archives now. That or Brig, but... since Data Forge is already gone, it's going to be really tough to get back around to that, and they do have to figure out how to kill these daughters. My guess is that's what Sack of Coins is going for once it comes out. But we should be setting up for a pretty awesome City-State Axiom turn here with the Pompatus. It will just be brutal, but I kind of need them to gain Amber in order for that to work. And then... Plays a second Gorm, that's fine. Probably doesn't potion here because Maruk wants to take damage and capture. I probably just try to kill one of these next turn without gaining much other Amber. Problem is all my creatures are small, so that's not the easiest thing to do. I really missed that Hapsis. Okay, so they didn't pop the potion. Reaps with the Vault Keeper. Reaps with Maruk, and then probably Reaps with Albade. So yeah, they're just setting up for a really big swing here. So I have to just try to force through the second key to just turn that graft off. My Untamed is still stunned, and fighting with Logos is not going to be great. Okay, so they do Grey Rider into the Maruk to fight the E-Die. So Maruk dies on 2 damage now. So I could just Quant into Phalanx Strike. But like, what else am I doing this turn? Do I sack a Daughter? No, because I need to keep digging for... Or do I just do the Axiom play now? And then I can just Phalanx Strike one of these guys. That kind of forces it, doesn't it? So I want to kill him, leave that alive. I think that's the play. So we go Saurian. We are not taking the archives. Going to City State. I think we just let the Deepwood Druid die. So we City State. Axiom to ward this Daughter. I know we do this one. Play Pompous. Play Thero. And then... Oh, okay. Now we do need to kill the Maruked. Right? Yeah. And then we will not Exalt. Because we don't want to kill that. I probably should have done that slightly differently and got some of the Amber on the Tribune, but at this point, this is exactly what I need to do, is just keep going to 6 and not a single Amber higher, and see if I can keep their Amber lower. And then as soon as we hit this key, this Untamed just goes wild. Stressed. I'm really glad we're not playing against that Coda deck. That would have been brutal. So the other nice thing is this turns off Proclamation. I'm sure we're waiting on plenty of Shadows stuff here. I don't have the Odoak yet, which is actually a really big deal at this point because that would actually turn off the Ronnies. So the only thing I would be worried about is the Graft. But I think they have to start playing Ronnies here if they want to play into the Graft. They're going Logos, so it might just be the Brig here. Because they just saw City State, so I don't have a ton of control left, but yeah, that means they're letting me Forge. Playing the backup copy on the Albade. That's huge. Let's see, so Logos, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the Cauldron Boil, which we don't want to play. Wild Wormhole, we don't want to play. Got too much stuff in there. Or if I go Untamed, Unstun, Reap for 2, and then Cauldron Boil. No, it's definitely Logos. Not taking the archives. Reap with Quant to play Song of the Wild. Reap. Oh, that will put me at 7. Am I big enough to just fight here? No, not quite. I should have fought with something else if I was going to do that. Crap. Because now the Ronnies come down next turn. Or do we just plan on the Crassosaur play next turn? Because we basically have it, right? We have Regrettable. No Amber on these. If they just steal a bunch, that makes it easier, right? No. Yeah. I think that's okay. Of course, Odoak is the last card in the deck. I mean, Odoak basically shuts this game down, right? It turns off the Ronnies, so it's probably worth waiting here. It's too bad I don't have the Wild Wormhole into Odoak now, but I think if I get these two going, the game is just done. Dust Chronicles. So they draw, plays a Ronnie to steal one. It's fine. Plays Redlock. Man, I really wish we had drawn that Odoak. But, I mean, at this point, there's only one Ronnie left in deck. Brig combo is done. What other? They've got the Proclamation, but I have creatures of all three houses down. We do the Exile Meteor first, so that yeah, basically makes it so, unless I'm missing something, second Ronnie is their only out. Because these are all below that 6 power threshold. So the Regrettable is not going to kill any of those. So we're very lucky on the Tribune Pompadour there. That may have been a misplay to play that. But again, they've got the Sack of Coins is what I'm thinking they're looking at right now. Trying to figure out what to do with that, or if they want to play it yet. Redlock's not getting value yet. We just want to not kill this so that it doesn't get the Archimedes value. So they're probably doing the math on if they kill one of these Saurians, if I can actually get to 10 Amber for the Crassosaur. But the problem is the Sack of Coins gets them one more Amber, which puts them at 9, so I only need one of these to be able to reap. But what I'd probably do actually instead is just fight the Albaid. Either of these before fight, I can just Exalt and kill it. Bone Rot on Thero. And like, I don't love Worlds Collide, sorry, and like super dirtiness, but sometimes it's just what you gotta do. And they're actually going pretty big here on the Amber, so I think we're fairly set. Problem is, I don't have a way to kill the Jar Goggle unless I can get one more Amber on it, which I don't think I have a way to do. So, that is definitely one I miss. Oh, killed the Jar Goggle. And Ronnie. Okay, so they have 2 Ronnies, so I have to get to 10 to forge past. Oh. So, incredibly lucky, actually, that they killed the Jar Goggle there. I wonder what the thought process was. I mean, still would have been 2 turns after, like, the following turn. I get to 10 Amber because they didn't have a way of, like, getting rid of that Jar Goggle. So let's see. We fight with Thero and then reap here. And then do the combo. So we're definitely going Saurian. We are taking the archives. Because either way, these are dying to regrettable. So it shouldn't matter. Except he'll survive, so I'll give that amber back. So we do want to do the cross sword first, so there's no amber. Right. Take all 7 from them. We'll exile that on the right. Now we will fight here when they have no amber. Put that on top of the deck instead of in the archives. We will reap Regrettable Meteor, and then let's do it like this. Tricks on the right. Oops. Whew. Man, that was intense. I think really it came down to being able to force that first key through. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. All right, that was intense. Also, that should be a TOO instead of 2 because I don't know how to spell. Let's see. Things are bugging out there. Let's report that game. I got a 3. Oh, it should have been 3-2. They had 2 keys. Oops. Ah. Wow. Okay. Well, great game, yours truly. Thanks for playing. I'm very sweaty and nervous after that, so just gonna oh, well, I'm gonna cut the recording here, even though the next round is starting like immediately.